What's up guys, Steven Dux here. Today I'm gonna go over some of my thought process on CVSI and some of the tickers that happened. SSC happened yesterday. So I had a very good Monday, made about 110k. I will verify those two trades later this week, but you can see my screenshot on Twitter. So let's get into the thought process on SSC. So on this ticker, it did had a really good news, spiked a lot, about 120% in the pre-market, and this is a very classic bounce short. If you took a look at the long-term chart, there's about decent resistance right around this $5 area. So once it opened, and I didn't see any strength of pushing because it tempted, have 800 volume, tempted to push, and didn't go nowhere. Another push, didn't go nowhere, and just faded back all the way to the $3. So I took half of my positions into this open area because first, it's a bounce short. Second, it meets the criteria it needs to be meet. It's not a super low float, it's a relatively big float. Third, of that level 2 weakness. That's why I entered. And I covered in the, I think it was in the 310s. And the last 10k shares I covered in the 330s. I didn't wait until end of the day because I was trying to catch a plan, so I could have made extra like 3k right around here, but turns out didn't. And I was looking for a bounce to short into today, but I didn't give anything, so I just set it out. On CVSI, it was, I wouldn't say a pump, I would just say a hype. Massive hype. The stock went from like 30 cents to $9. It dropped from $9 to $3 in one day. So people keep telling me this stock has the fundamental in it. If it's a real stock, the stock doesn't drop 60% of its high in one day. It's gonna be some kind of dip buyers. I'm looking to swing to short this for further bounce. Attempted to short into the 520-ish and trying to look for that $5 round dollar crack. Turns out I didn't. I held really good. Pushed to 580 and faded back to $5 again. And that $5 holds really well. So if I don't see that $5 crack, I wouldn't be shorting. So keep that in mind. So now let's go over the thought process. Why I shorted yesterday. So when I see the stock is cracking in the midday, I see it cracks this 8 and start going into this 750, and I say, okay, the stock, and you can see consistent red candle cracking in the midday, and you don't see any support anywhere from the previous chart. So the only you can see one is probably at this 450 area, and that's long way from $7-8, and just this slow grinding without any support. So I attempted to short in the 760, got executed around 720-ish. I think was 40,000 shares or 40,000 shares, and I covered into, I think it was the 5-ish, and I did really bad. I covered at the day bottom at 520-ish. And when it started bouncing, I was in the airport, so I don't want to get too much stress. I kind of want to add in 680 area. Turns out I didn't add into it. And if it's back, I cover the rest of my shares in the 520. So that's about it. And if I could add back to my original size in the 680 area, I can take all these profits from 3.60. I could make 200,000 on this one specific play. But turns out to be didn't catch the entire drop, catch a portion of it. I'll be looking for the bounce into tomorrow. Hopefully it can give me a decent chance. Recently the market is not that hot. Every single spike just keeps getting destroyed, and they don't hold spike that well. So just be careful if you don't see any good news, and always wait for 5 minutes once the market is open, because if you get in at the market open, you'll typically lose because in most of the game, if you're the one making the first move, you will most likely lose the game in this type of industry. So just be patient. You have to be patient to wait for the right opportunity, wait for the right criteria. So if the stock is not meeting the right criteria, you just have to keep waiting. So people just doesn't have any kind of idea of what is patient. Patient is to wait until the right timing, until the stock meets the specific criteria to be able to make a judgment call. But if you don't have that specific criteria in your head, no matter how patient you are, either you get in too early, either you get in too late, or you miss the play. So you have to set that criteria, you have to know what's the pattern. Then you can be patient to wait for that pattern to appear. Then you can make tons of money from your patience. So that's what patience means to me. And I've traded about almost 3 years now. Not exactly 3 years. But the only way to be consistent in this industry is to be patient. And for that one specific winning percentage pattern, then you will be good to go. But if you overtrade and you break the discipline of being patient, then you will just be on that losing streak until you figure out what patience is. And that will be the lessons for today. Thank you very much, and you guys have a great day.